How's it going, everyone? R.I.Pierre here, using that max power return on YouTube as usual, and today we have GPC Week 7. Now, I realized that Week 6 was uploaded like 2 days ago, but that was just me being late as usual. But I shouldn't be late anymore. Hopefully I can hold myself to it now that I'm saying this now. But nevertheless, this is GPC Week 7. Now, everybody made changes from the transfer, except for me, because I needed my Swampert, or I thought I needed it so that I could play Kino early, and then hopefully I thought that I would be able to do my transfer later, but it didn't happen that way, and I'm okay with that. I'll have Swampert for another few weeks. But anyways, so looking at my team, I ended up playing against Lars this week, who has a very scary team, of course. So let's go through his list. He has Slowking, Landorus Eye, Amoonguss, Vaporeon, Excadrill, Mesprit, Mega Sceptile, Regirock, Weavile, and Hippowdon. Now, Hippowdon plus Excadrill is actually very, very frightening, especially to my team. And just in general, it's just Excadrill in Sand is annoying, and I would rather have it gone. But it literally can destroy every member of my team in the blink of an eye. Now, looking at my team, I'll restate it again. It's been 7 weeks or 8 weeks since the draft analysis, so I'll go ahead and go through my lineup again. I have Mega Altaria, Doublade, Tornadus T, Tyranitar, Swampert, Fortress, Meloetta, Spiritomb, Emboar, Samurott, Virizion, and Stoutland. Now, Tyranitar and Stoutland, I could also have run my own counter, or not even really a counter, but counter, I guess counteractive Stoutland Sand Team, where I could use it to take care of Excadrill. It will be the only thing that's even close to fast enough, and outspeeds the rest of his team as well. And if he didn't bring Regirock, I could actually just click Return of Frustration, as Excadrill has poor defenses, so I would actually still be doing quite a bit with my Bandage, Stab returns, and whatnot. But yeah, so those are the two teams. I guess we can go ahead and go into team preview. First, let's go ahead and look at the standings after, I hope they're not updated. Okay, they haven't been updated yet. So, I am sitting at 4-2, number 3 in the conference, with a 10 differential, which is really nice. And the only two above me are Nacho, who I lost to, I think I guess now 2 weeks ago, because in a 1-0, and Lars, who I'm playing today. So I could make up some ground here if I were to get this victory. And yeah, so that's life. We go over to the MVP race. I have a slim lead now. It used to be really, really wide. Like, Lopunny was at like 7 and I was like 12. And he's gained quite a bit of ground. So Mega Lopunny has been doing quite a bit of work for him and his Eevee Kino. So yeah. Emboar is actually getting up there in the kill death ratio, and Meloetta should appear soon. You'll see. Anyways, so that is it for the standings and for looking into our teams. Just to reiterate, Sand is very, very much a threat against my team. I'm not really super scared of his Slowking or Landorus Eye is frightening, but I do have ways of dealing with it. If it wasn't Rock Polish, I could actually deal with it pretty nicely. And yeah, Vaporeon would have been an issue, but you know what? You'll see. Anyways, wow. Okay, didn't mean to go to that. Let's go ahead and wait. Is it? Yes, it is. All right. So now we have my own team preview. So first up, we have, of course, the MVP of the team and hopefully the league one day. We have Mega Altaria, Wendy. With Altaria, Pixelate the ability, Dragon Dance, Return, Earthquake, and Roost. Pretty straightforward. Max. Next up we have Fortress with Rapid Spin, Stealth Rock, Toxic, and Gyro Ball. I had Gyro Ball specifically because if he wants to bring Weavile, that's great. And plus it could do a decent amount of damage to his Excadrill, so if it was Life Orb, I could definitely weaken it to the point where it can KO itself eventually with the Life Orb, Earthquakes, or Rock Slide, Iron Head, whatever he wants to go for. And you'll see that a crucial miss really makes the difference later on. Anyways, so yeah, there's Fortress. Or, well, not even a miss. I think I flinched or something. But yeah, Toxic was for Hippowdon because I really needed it to get worn down in case I'm not able to get Virizion in reliably to take care of it, or Christina. Anyways, once again, we have... Oh crap, I just realized I haven't had my screen properly all the way adjusted. Let me go ahead and do that. Yes, okay. I apologize. So the first two will look weird to you guys out there. But yeah. So next up we have Virizion, nicknamed Wireless, as usual, Life Orb. This time I actually decided to run Calm Mind Special because one, I could live, as long as it's not a Life Orb, Excadrill, I could live any physical hit if I'm not mistaken. Plus, Special would benefit me a lot more than Physical because of the fact that he has that Hippowdon, and wasn't really much for Slowking. Let me go back and look at his team. Because I wanted to run a max power Hidden Power Ice because I could OHKO. One, it OHKOs Landorus Eye, and two, it's very helpful to have Calm Mind on this team, especially because I don't know. I really don't know, but Hidden Power Ice helps me deal with Mega Sceptile, which can't do anything in return to, well, it'll do a decent amount of damage with like Dragon Pulse, but in the grand scheme of things, it won't really do anything to my, wow, I was about to say Venusaur, to my Virizion, there we go. And Regirock, physically defensive, I could really use having, oh my goodness, I'm screwing up. But yeah, it's just helpful to have. It was more helpful to be special than physical in this matchup specifically, so at least in my opinion. Next up we have Christina, the Choice Specs Meloetta. Now I just decided to go max speed, max special attack because there really wasn't any reason for me not to. In case he decided to go with like a modest Rock Polish, Landorus Eye, I outspeed that. Oh my goodness, screwing up with my tabs all the time. Wasn't really much for Slowking, because Slowking kind of walls me, especially Assault Vest, because I really can't do too much. Although it does still do a decent amount of damage. Hyper Voice will still do a decent amount. Amoonguss gets bodied by it. Regirock, it takes a good amount of damage from any move. Hippowdon, of course, because they're specially based, which is why I have Psychic over Psyshock, as well as having Energy Ball specifically for Hippowdon, and because there is nothing on his team that really wants to switch into one other than his Amoonguss or his Mega Sceptile. So, and Amoonguss isn't switching it on my Meloetta because it's a Psychic type. So, but it just Energy Ball hits what, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's four members of his team super effectively, while hitting the rest of it neutrally, with the exception being Amoonguss, and it's just really nice to have. So I had Energy Ball and Knife Shadow Ball finally in case I really wanted to predict the Slowking switch if he bought it. Now next up we have Peeps, the Tornadus T with Assault Vest regen. I ran just enough speed to outspeed whatchamacallit. What did I run it for? Because I'm at 350. Wasn't Landorus Eye because I'm faster than it at a lower speed. Oh, in case his Weavile is adamant, I decided to run that much because I'm already going to outspeed everything else anyways, and I'm going to be outsped by Sceptile if he decides to bring it. So there really was no point to me running any more speed than this because, like I said, it's going to outrun everything anyway, except for Sceptile and except for Excadrill in the sand. And yeah, so there's that. Oh, and the set I'm running, I put a lot into special attack, a lot more than is usually in special attack on Vested Tornadus T, and 128 HP just so that I have an odd number, and I only take like 24% from rocks instead of 25% switching in, etc. Excuse me. Alright, so last but not least, we have Felipe, my Emboar. Now, instead of going Choice Scarf this time I went Choice Band. One reason is because if you're not thinking about me using Band, or if you're not trying to sacrifice it, is faster than almost his entire team. With the exception of Excadrill, naturally and in sand, Mega Sceptile, Weavile, and Landorus Eye, I outspeed the rest of his team with Emboar. So I would actually be able to I'm basically maximizing the amount of damage I could do to any member of his team by putting a band on it. Plus, Scarf really wouldn't help me, especially if Landorus Eye does turn out to be Rock Polish and his Excadrill is in the sand. So, and Weavile still outspeeds me, so unless it's adamant. And most of them won't be, especially in this matchup where speed is so important. I really don't think that he would run adamant, but I decided on this just in case. Anyways, that's going to do it for team preview as well as for a preview of my opponent. And yeah, that's going to be it for now. Before we continue and go on to the replay, don't forget to check out Lars. His channel and Twitter will be in the description below. Most of you should have gotten this far. I mean, hopefully. I mean, I'll try to trap you guys. I'll put like a timestamp to like 20 seconds before the battle begins, so that you guys have to go through this before you go into the battle, so that you go check out Lars. Make sure you go and do that. He's pretty cool. He does duelists, he does Showdown lives, etc, etc. Anyways, I will catch you guys in just a second when I switch over to the replay, so I'll be back. And we're back. Did you miss me? Anyways, I'm sorry. So, once again, to reiterate, we're against El Scizor, aka Lars, the coach of the Borussia Donphan, against my VCU Reshirams, and we see what he brings. So he opts not to bring his Mega Sceptile, as it actually turns out to be a really good choice, considering it's checked by both my Emboar and my Tornadus T. And Virizion, and no, it's not nothing else. But yeah, oh no, it's checked by Altaria too. Yeah, so there really was no point to him bringing that this week. Really good choice on his part. So he decides to roll Weavile for some nice ice type priority, as well as being a really strong mon in general. It's hitting really hard, and the dual stab is really nice against my team, considering plus he probably has coverage for, or at least a neutral move for my Emboar, assuming that I would bring it. So yeah, there's that. Excuse me. Next up, we have Landorus Eye, which is threatening to everything. Tornadus T is a check, but does not really take a Hidden Power Ice too well, and it's really imperative that I keep it around long enough to take care of things. Excuse me if you heard that. That was my hand hitting the desk. It's in excruciating pain right now. But nevertheless, let's continue. Next up, we have Excadrill and Hippowdon forming that little sand core right there, with Excadrill being an amazing sand sweeper and Hippowdon being the bulky sand setter it is. The thorn in my side for life. Next up we have, oh yeah, and he actually turns out to be a jolly soft sand Excadrill, and you'll see why this is important. I'm going to put a calc on the screen at the time in the video that it will show that it was important. Anyways, so next up is Vaporeon. Pretty standard choice, I think, for him. Special Virizion can't. I don't think physical Virizion would have been able to OHKO it either way with Life Orb, Giga Drain, or Leaf Blade. I can't really vouch for that because I didn't see it happen and I didn't calc it either. So, yeah. And then last but not least, we have a Moongus, which is what I thought he would bring, which is the reason why my Meloetta is Specs. So, yeah. Anyways, so without further ado, let's go straight into this replay. Now, I'm going to lead off straight away with Tornadus T in case he wants to lead off with Landorus or a Moongus, and instantly his Landorus pressured out. Vaporeon's going to come in, I'm going to knock off. My reasoning for going for knockoff straight away was because I wanted to get rid of that Life Orb in case he was holding it, which he does end up being Life Orb. I mean, that's like the main Landorus that just need to make sure. I wanted to make sure he's doing as little damage as possible. So, instead of trying to hit me up, he decides to switch out into his Vaporeon, and getting leftovers off of that is actually very nice too. So, back into the battle. So I'm going to do a good 38% combined between U-turn and knockoff, and get my Christina in. As he goes for the Ice Beam, it doesn't really do much to her because she is really naturally specially defensive. Now, this Hyper Voice crit is going to matter because Vaporeon, I calculated, takes at max 55% from a Choice Specs Hyper Voice, and he was at, what, 62? So yeah, that mattered right there, but, you know, it's the game. Happens to me too. Me more than anyone. No, let me stop. It doesn't happen. Like, I think I've gotten more crits than anyone in this league, but they just haven't really played out the right way. Anyways, so Vaporeon is going to go down, and Meloetta is going to get another kill. Now here, I was just debating. I knew he had knockoff. I was like, alright, who wants to take it? And really, wow, okay, thank you. The only mon I could really think of was Mega Altaria, but then it gets KO'd the following turn by Sludge Wave, which I'm 100% sure he has because every team in this league has moves on like every mon that takes care of Altaria. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he would carry Sludge Wave with the Life Orb Sheer Force, and that would end me. And I really wanted Altaria to be around late game in case I'm able to get rid of Excadrill and I could set up on maybe his Hippowdon or something like that. Or his Amoonguss isn't really that strong, so I could also set up on that if necessary. Anyways, back into the battle. So I'm actually going to sacrifice Christina here, which does give me one less thing that I can bring in on his Amoonguss. But nevertheless, I'm able to bring in my Virizion here. Sorry for that. And I'm going to go straight for Hidden Power Ice. Now, I was like, okay, you know what? This isn't that bad for me. He did switch out because I don't know if he had assumed I would have Hidden Power Ice on it. But I go for it, and at this point I'm like, okay, it's not too bad because he could assume that I have Hidden Power Fire possibly, and I was predicting a switch or something like that. But I was like, that was me reaching. I'm pretty sure he assumed I had Hidden Power Ice, and that Amoonguss could take them. So I'm actually going to go ahead and do I switch? Yes, I switch out here into my Fortress, knowing that he would probably go for Toxic or something, but he actually switches back out into his Hippowdon, and here I'm going to miss a Toxic as he gets his Rocks up. That's very, very, very annoying, and life. Anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and Rapid Spin these rocks away. Now what I should have done is gone straight into Tornadus T after this, but he goes for the Earthquake, does 39%, and I'm going to get my own rocks up here. So what I do now is go into my Tornadus T, because if he goes for Rapid Spin or Earthquake, which is what I think he's going to do, it's not going to really affect me too much. So he goes for that Earthquake, right? So next up, he's going to go for Rock Slide on me, and I'm going to flinch the turn I'm supposed to click Focus Blast, and that would have been actually very, very helpful to me. Actually, I'm going to calculate after this to see if Focus Blast would have killed, but it 90% sure it would have. But I would have to hit it too, so there's that. So that flinch is unfortunate for me, and I need this Tornadus T around later on for Amoonguss, just in case I'm not able to use anything else on it. So he's going to go for Iron Head on the switch, basically knowing that there's not much else I could do about it. So he's going to Rapid Spin the rocks away this turn, and I'm going to go ahead and go for a Gyro Ball. That's 30%, which is actually very, very decent. I just need to make sure I got some chip damage on it, and I do waste the rest of his sand, which is nice. And I'm going to go ahead and get, I'm going to Gyro Ball again. And that does 45% to that Landers, which is actually really nice. So I'm actually going to go into my Tornadus T in case he decides to go for Earth Power, which he does. So that actually leaves me able to just fire off an attack on anything that comes in, and I'm going to be able to land a Hurricane against his Hippowdon. I don't get the confusion, but that's fine. Hippowdon is a smooth rock, so I wasn't really too worried about it. So I'm actually able to go into Wendy this time. And I'm going to be able to Mega Evolve right now, and I just decide to click Earthquake in case he decides to switch into his Excadrill. And he Whirlwinds me out just in case I try to set up, which is a pretty good play on his part. And so I'm back in Peeps. Now he's going to go ahead and switch out into his Landorus, and I am going to be able to hit another Hurricane and take him out. So yeah, I hit 2 straight Hurricanes, yay me. Anyways, so he's going to go back into his Excadrill, right? And he's going to just KO me with Iron Head. I really don't know why I just let him do that. But I realize I can take any hit from him since he isn't Life Orb, and Expert Belt won't have any effect on me in case he's Expert Belt, but he turns out to be Soft Sand. So I'm going to go for Focus Blast just in case he won't decide to stay in. And what I'm going to do here is fire off 2 Hidden Power Ices and KO this Amoonguss, just to make sure that I took care of it in case, and he's gonna go for Spore just in case I switch out. But I kind of realized that as well, so I was like, you know what, let me just get rid of this thing real quick. So I am going to get rid of it, and down goes his Amoonguss. So now I'm just chilling there. Miss Wireless is chilling there, and Weavile's coming in, and he's gonna go ahead and go straight for the Icicle Crash and KO me, which sucks. So yeah, I'm gonna go into Fortress knowing that he has nothing that will KO me. He goes for Knockoff, gets a crit. That's unfortunate for me, but I'm pretty sure his Excadrill could KO me anyway. And that Gyro Ball, that crit actually matters against his Weavile, as he does have a chance to live it without critting, without the critical hit, because I would have the chances like not 90%. I could do between 90% and like 105% or something like that. And so he had like looking at those numbers, I would assume around a 60% chance to live, something like that. And he ends up just getting KO'd. So, straight away, gone. And that's unfortunate because of the crit. But he is in a pretty decent position anyways now. So here's where the battle gets all trippy and whatnot. So I actually decided to rapid spin here. I probably should, oh well, to be honest, Gyro Ball wouldn't have mattered too much here. And I really have no other play but to let my Fortress go down here. Now, here is where things get tricky. Knowing that my Altaria is at 94%, I could possibly live an Iron Head from him. So instead of going for Iron Head, he's trying to solidify the victory by going into his Hippowdon and having me KO it with Earthquake as I'm gonna do now. But I missed the KO by 6%, and because I didn't get the poison on it with my Fortress, he's actually gonna live that because the poison would have done 6% eventually anyway. So I'm going to use this turn to my advantage. He wanted some extra sand damage on me so I would be in range 100%. So I'm going to Roost here and he Whirlwinds me out, which is perfect for me. I'm thinking, you know what? I got this. Comeback of the year. And Boar's going to be able to take out his Hippowdon now. So now it's between me, the sand, and this Excadrill. And he's going to go ahead and take out my Emboar because even if it was Scarfed, I'm not outspeeding Excadrill. And then I'm going to switch into Altaria. Now, I calc this, it should be on the bottom of the screen. He had a 6.3% chance to OHKO me. And he OHKOs me. No. He was a Jolly max attack, max speed, Excadrill because in case I decided to bring my Stoutland, he would outspeed me and pretty much KO me because he has the soft sand. He didn't bring Life Orb because it would be just the damage that he would have racked up hitting me each time. I think he probably would have been KO'd by now, especially if I clicked Gyro Ball on Fortress instead of Rapid Spin that one time. He would have KO'd himself pretty easily early on, and I would have won this battle fairly easily, so that's a good choice on his part. And I was dumbfounded. Like, I went to the calc and I was like, wow, I had a chance to live that now because I calced Adamant. He's like, no, I'm Jolly Soft Sand. And I was like, wow, I had a 93.7% chance to live that Iron Head, and I don't, and that sucks. But he played very well to keep his Excadrill around this long, and man, this was a tough battle. It's tough to lose this way, but he earned this. He fought hard. This was a really good battle between the two of us, and the sand offense prevails after all, as I thought it would. Oh man, that was way too close for comfort. But bravo to him for the victory. That puts me at 4-3 after this week. And yeah, was there an accent just then that came out for no reason? I have no idea what just happened. But that's going to be it for me today, guys. Don't forget to check him out. His links will be in the description. And I will catch you all next week with Week 8 against Kino. And yeah, you should look forward to that match. I wasn't. Until we meet again, alright, peace out, and I'll catch you all later. Don't forget to check out Lars in my description. And I don't think it'll be in the comments. Yeah, I can't put those links in the comments. But yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.